Yeah, well, thank you for connecting, and
Yeah, definitely.
it was good to get in touch with you and discover your music actually through Chris Garr. He posted one of your songs, and yeah, it was good to find out about it. And I just wanted to learn more, really, learn more about you, your background in music, and what got you to create music like this. They're just little, I guess, spawn mots you could describe them that you post up on Bandcamp. And I just wanted to find out your journey of starting to create them.
As far as creating music, I started out when I was pretty young, I think, playing guitar. I was about 13, I guess, when I learned, but I got really heavily into the punk scene,
Ah,
which is weird, quite a big contrast, I guess, as to what I'm into now, what I play now. I discovered this genre through hammock, really,
okay,
actually, right. And then from there, slow metal, and then it got a little heavier to bands like We Lost the Sea and This Patch of Sky.
yep.
And from there, just I moved on to a whole bunch of different kind of music, and it's been quite a journey. It's been amazing. All of this music is awesome.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's kind of my journey in terms of listening to it. I've listened to all sorts of music over the years and still enjoy and play it, but it is a kind of a reasonable avenue to go through things like metal to get into music like this because it's good
Right.
to have the contrast as well. But also, I do like ambient music. There's those artists from Austin, Texas, Stars of the Lid. I don't know if you've heard of
Right.
them.
Right. 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 I have. I really haven't heard too much of their music, but I have heard of them.
Okay, so yeah, you're based in Texas there.
Right. Yes, in Texas.
Yeah, it must be an interesting place to be at. It's one place I want to visit.
Well, I mean, it's there's a lot of country. There's definitely a lot of inspiration here, as far as you go outside and you feel the breeze and you see the trees, and it's just really nice here. It's calming, and it's nice.
And is there like a music scene there? Is that when you first started playing?
Actually, there's a Texas country music scene. I mean, it's something I'm not really into myself, but maybe in Houston and Austin, there's a more of a scene with post rock and ambient music, and I myself just discovered it through Facebook, through being online and making friends online, like Chris Garr.
Yeah, and you were into punk music. Were you in bands?
I was in s- just local bands, played a little here and there in the garage and stuff, but nothing really serious.
Is there any vibe there for like going out or anything? Where do you like going to hear the music you like? Is there any kind of chance of that?
Here in this town is a very small town. We've got one venue, but again, they do mostly country music, Texas country, just stuff like that. Seeing some of the bands that I do enjoy seeing, I go to Houston. Slow Metal is actually out of Houston, and I went and saw his show one time, and it was really it was really amazing to sit there and watch that live. What he does is it's just great.
Like when you discover music and then get a chance to see how it's performed. That must be it is a good moment, isn't it?
Right, it is definitely,
And
definitely.
and being there, I can imagine how expensive it is because I grew up in Canada and do remember I was only a kid, but the forest and the trees and when you're there, it's just that space
Right,
which can
right,
allow you to create things, I guess.
right. It's yeah, you're right.
Yes, because it's interesting to kind of fall into that particular genre of music because it's so gentle and but yeah, it's so emotional as well. Is there anything that you kind of feel like you're sharing when you create it?
As far as sharing, just putting your emotions into songs, it's not really how do I say it? I'm trying to just express myself, I guess, and through music, and not really trying to put words to it. Obviously, I mean, there's no words, but not really put a story behind it either. I mean, each person can take it as it is, and you can put your own spin on it.
But like in terms of creating it, like you went from guitar heavy music. What
Right.
were there any kind of particular steps into the creation of it? For example, like going out
Oh,
using computers or anything like that?
I mean, I've always been all of my life. I've always listened to the music in the background in movies and stuff like that, and I've always been into soundtracks and
Yeah, it's
under.
very much like that, isn't it?
Right, right, right. And I've always thought, that's really good mood music. And I've always thought that would be kind of cool to do. And I never really actually knew that post rock and ambient music or this genre existed, or it was an actual thing until a few years ago when I actually discovered it. And my life hasn't been the same since, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So can you see yourself sort of pursuing it for a while? It'd be like looking at your Bandcamp pages, so these lovely little tracks that you put out every now and then over the past couple of years. Is it just something that comes to you and you feel like, okay, I want to express something now?
Well, as far as those were kind of just me trying to figure out how to work it all. But I'd like to work on a full album and put that out, put it up on Bandcamp, and be putting stuff out more regularly, and hopefully gain a little following, and hopefully people enjoy it.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the scene is that, yeah, already the people you've connected with and been inspired by, and also, the ways of discovering it like I do via the YouTube channels like Where Post Rock Dwells
Right.
have been great. And so, yeah, once you kind of connect with those avenues, I'm sure it'll unfold.
Right. Definitely those pages. They definitely help in discovering great music. It's amazing the stuff that's out there.
Yeah, and yeah, I guess when you go to expand into a whole album, I guess it's kind of what I was asking about earlier is that you can then weave this sort of journey through it. Like you say, it's like going to be like a soundtrack, so you can picture the kind of scenes and transitions and ways you can ebb and flow through, a whole album with what you could create.
Right. Right. I mean, it's it's taken me a little while to understand it and to be able to figure it all out. But I'm definitely starting to learn, especially through friends like Chris and other friends on Facebook who are in music and bands, and they've helped me a lot in trying to figure it out and craft my sound, I think.
It sounds like it's something that that's drawn you into it rather than being something conscious. And so it's like it is resonating with something within you, and it's just something that you're just tuning into, and all you're learning now is how to express it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like I still don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm still brand new to this, and but I love doing it, and I'll continue to do it.
Yeah, so it's like you found a little groove that you enjoy, and
Right.
you want to keep pursuing it.
Right.
Do you find a good balance of time to be able to sit and do it, like throughout your week, with work and everything? Do you find you got a good balance to express and create as well?
As far as that, I have a wife and 2 kids,
Yeah.
and a full-time job, and so yeah, mostly weekends. I can come in here and sit down in my little studio and just write, spend a day writing, hopefully, and record something like the song "Soarin'." I wrote that in an afternoon. I recorded it and I put it up maybe a week later, and it's I'm proud of it. I
Yeah.
think.
That sounds like you have a nice balance with a beautiful family, and being able to sit and create as well, because you actually created a song for your daughter, Maddie, I think, just scanning through your
Right,
Bandcamp.
right. I did. That one just. I honestly haven't listened to that one in a while, so I kind of forgot about that one. But yeah, I really like that one.
Yeah, so there must be some kind of resonance, just because everything that's comes through with the names of the songs, the imagery as well. It is something like very dreamy or from a film. Like whenever I kind of hear that style of music, for some reason I always get drawn to films like by Michael Mann, like Heat or the Miami Vice remake. Was
Right.
that kind of those sort of Moby bits or things like that, and just like in a nighttime cityscape or something like that. Yeah, it just evokes certain things, doesn't it?
It does. It does. And I do like creating a mood. I mean, just sitting back, like, putting on some headphones, sitting back, listening to something, and just being somewhere else in your mind, I think is awesome. Just disconnecting for a little bit and having the music that will help you do that or get you there, so to speak. I mean, I think it's great, and being able to make that kind of music myself, create it. I feel lucky to be able to do it, and I feel lucky to have found this genre, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine, because I try and do a little bit meditation myself, and do guided meditations just by speaking though. But then to create something musically is it's a gift, and it's great to hear that you've discovered something that you enjoy, and you enjoy the music, and learning how to do it. It sounds like quite a magical process, actually. Like I said, it sounds like you have literally just subconsciously just tuned into something that you want to express.
Right, definitely.
So there are things you're learning all the time as well. So they're all to do with like the computer programming or at least the editing and that kind of thing.
Right. It's right. I'm still trying to figure all of that out myself, and it's a process, but I'm learning it all, and I'm happy to be able to do it.
That's fantastic. So do you see like any how it's going to unfold, or you're just literally going step by step with the more you're learning, and then as you say, start to build the album?
Right now, definitely step by step, day by day. It's I'm not sure where I'm gonna be in the future with this, but hopefully by this year, by the end of this year, I can put out at least an EP with 3 to 5 songs on it.
That's fantastic. So yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it's just you've pretty much covered it, the things that were on my mind when I heard your music and got in touch. And that's where one of the wonderful things about Facebook and things like that is that we're able to just get in touch and put a shout out and get something back. So yeah, looking forward to playing your music more on my radio show and this conversation.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much, and thank you to Chris Gar. He who told me about you, and I mean, to anyone listening, if you haven't checked out the sun burns bright. I mean, it's amazing.
Yes,
that guy is super talented.
Yeah, really. And again, it's the same like you, that he just seems to just tune into something within him, and it just comes out. And so much is in it as well. All the builds up and the crescendos, and it's just a great sound.
Right, definitely.
And I'm grateful that I do know people in other genres as well. That I think there's a bit of a theme happening at the moment, just in life in general. That some of the other metal scenes or styles of music I listen to, and also electronic music like psytrance, is everyone is very open and sharing like other people's music. And if somebody, like for example today, there's this band in the UK, Everest Queen, and they just released the first single from the new album. Then all their friends and the other bands are all posting it and sharing it. So it was great to see that. And I think the more that we can do that just in life in general, I think we'll all get by and survive. I think.
Right, definitely. I mean, I've told them before, and I feel like we're a family. We check out each other's music. We definitely share it. We bounce ideas off of each other and everything, and tips and advice and everything. And it's amazing. It's great.
Yes, and long may it continue. And thanks for your time this evening. This evening here, but
right.
And
right.
Well, hopefully now you can decompress after work and have a good evening ahead. Just thanks again for responding and getting back, and just these few moments just to get a picture of who you are and how you've got to this point of creating this beautiful music.
Well, thank you very much for having me. It was good talking to you. It was good.